Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my channel, Traveling with Bruce, on Saturday, February the 24th. It says so right there. I gotta believe it. February the 24th, 2018. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Traveling with Bruce's live show. We're gonna talk cruise ships. We're gonna talk a couple of different things today. I'm going to mute this phone so it doesn't get in the way of our chats. I keep forgetting to do that. I hope you had a good Friday night. I hope you're having a good weekend. Here where I am in Creston, BC, we've got a gorgeous sunny day, hence why I look so dark over here from the lighting. I got a lamp that's 5 feet away from me that's shining at me right now. I can't even look at it. It's so bright. And yet the sunshine, there's a curtain in front of me here to kind of dampen it a bit. And oh, I'm nice and shiny here. It's like a half moon, you know, what can I say? Gorgeous sunny day in Creston, British Columbia. High today of about 28, 29 degrees. Can't hit freezing, but the sun is melting whatever it hits. So my driveway is melting a bit and my deck is melting a bit, but it's not what we call a warm day, but oh, it looks gorgeous. And the weatherman keeps saying, oh yeah, you're gonna get over 32 degrees. You really are, but then they keep putting it back. Like since Wednesday, they've been delaying the inevitable. But every day we add 2 minutes to the daylight, so you know, the sun's angle gets higher and higher, and when it breaks, it'll break, and we'll be just fine. If you are new to this channel, welcome to Traveling with Bruce, the live stream edition. My channel is all about traveling, places I've been, people I've met. I love doing these live streams Monday to Friday at 5 in the evening Eastern time, and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I love talking about cruise ship vacations. I love about travel in general. And this is an open Q&A type of deal. So if you have a question about cruising, you're brand new to it, you don't know what's going on, or you're thinking of going on a cruise for the first time, or you haven't been for a while and you want to know about some changes in the business, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll try to answer them right on the spot. If I can't answer the question right off the get-go here, well, then I have a bunch of viewers that are signing in right now. If you're watching live, you're noticing the chat thing just go. People are signing in. What I ask you to do is just tell me, where are you watching me from? Where are you? And what's your high temperature going to be today? Make me jealous. We're 28. Tell me how warm it is. My Floridians delight in telling me how lovely it is down there. Same with some of my Californians and Nevadans and others. And then I have viewers from around the world. I want to say hi to my viewers from the UK, hi to my viewers in Australia, in Asia. It's fantastic that you're joining this live stream. I can't thank you enough for coming by. I love it. Love getting your input and your comments as well. I love to get a perspective on cruising from outside of just what's happening in North America, because this business is a global business and a lot of us have global travel aspirations, and we kind of need to know, well, what's it like getting on a cruise ship over there, or what's it like visiting the place over there? So that would be great. My channel has a bunch of playlists. You can find playlists on how to find a good deal to get a cruise, what's a repositioning cruise, how to pack for a cruise, what you can bring on board a cruise, what you should bring on board a cruise, what you maybe not want to bring on board a cruise. And then I have a couple of other playlists about Germany and Italy. And then I have another playlist that I call, it's called So I Know You Like a Good Story. And in that playlist are some stories that some people say are just tall tales. You just made all this stuff up. You had nothing better to do. And it's not true. These are stories that either happened to me or people around me. And there's a story in there about the Beatles. There's a story in there about the Beatles and my dad, and how in 1964, my father went from being temporarily unemployed to making over $1 million in a year because of the Beatles. And I think it's one of my favorite videos. It's one of the favorite videos I've ever made. It's had 100 views. It's about 4 months old. No one watches it. It's just me talking. So, you know, you're not going to see the Beatles playing. I mean, you know what they look like playing music. You know what the music sounds like. This is a story about the Beatles and my dad. I thought, I love this story. When I made this story, I thought, this is going to be one of the best videos I've ever had. But anyway, if you get the time and you watch it, great. If you like it, great. You don't like it, great. Whatever. Today, if you don't mind, if you're watching this live stream and you're finding it all right, give me a thumbs up today. I want to set a new record today on how many thumbs up I get. Thumbs ups I get on a live stream. I think the record is about 50 or 60. let's see if we can bust that record wide open and really make the YouTube computers go, what? This guy's trending. What's happening with this channel? And we'll see what happens. Speaking of my channel, for those of you who follow me regularly and those of you who are new, I started this channel in August 2017. It's 6 months now, roughly, from zero, absolutely no videos, no viewers, no subs, no experience. And I started creating videos in August 12th. And by October, I became a monetized channel because I had 10,000 views. By December 13th, I had 100 subscribers and about 20,000 views. And on January the 17th, I was at 225 subscribers, 30-odd thousand views, and YouTube changed the rules about monetization. And they told all of us out there, if you have not got 1,000 subscribers, or you don't have 4,000 hours of continual watch time over the last 12-month period, ending Feb 20, 2018, a month from that point in time forward, if you don't have either of both of those two, you're not monetized anymore. You're out, and you don't get paid for anything. You're doing it for free. And this is my full-time job. I took it on in August last year. I decided I'd give it a year, and I would just go after subscribers and viewers and put content out there and find out what people liked and what they wanted to watch and give them more of it. And I found out about first 10 days or so into January, I started doing these live streams. And they're very popular, and I really enjoy them. And this really tells me what you folks want me to talk to you about, because I get the answers all the time on my screen here. And so I've been doing 6 live streams a week, plus regular videos from time to time. I now have over 150 videos listed on my channel, 120 plus thousand views, 1,100 plus subscribers. I think, what was it? We were at 1,108 yesterday after I went off the air. I'm now at 1,124 this morning. Another 16 more. That's a rate of 500 subscribers in a typical month. They're just coming on. I love it. I'm so grateful for you guys coming in. I'm happy that you're happy, that you like what you're seeing. And I have 11 or 12,000 hours of view time. So I have the view time. I have the subscribers. And this Tuesday was the 20th of February, and I was demonetized, like everybody else. All of us who became eligible for monetization with those new parameters during the month that they gave us the grace period to get there, we're now on the short list for reapproval. But right now, I'm demonetized. I get paid nothing to do this. I'm working for free again, and I'm praying soon that the monetization thing will kick back in, and I'll make some money. But at the moment, I got no income coming in from my YouTube. The only income I have is if any of you out there want to make a donation to this poor guy, you can do it. There's a $sign on some of your phones or on some of your laptops. It's called Super Chat. I call it the tip jar. If you feel like making a donation of $1 or $2 or $5 or $1,000, $10,000, hey, well, it's up to you. If you won the lottery and you're rich, beyond your wildest dreams, and a $100 bill means nothing to you, spread them around. I'll take one. But I want to say thank you to a couple of my subscribers who've already unprompted sent me a couple of super chats. I can only get them during live streams. You can't send me a super chat in the middle of the night. And so I appreciate anyone who's done it, and thank you very much for that. It helps kind of compensate for the fact that I have no income coming in from the ad side, which was just starting to pick up as I went off. It's just the timing is brilliant. Anyway, such is the way it is. I'm not complaining. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy you're here with me today. And today's topic is embarkation day tips. I got an email this morning. I got a message this morning, comment from a young lady. I think it's a young lady. She wrote me, and she said that she was going on her first cruise with her husband, and she wanted to know about embarkation day. And she asked me, this question made sense to me. It really made sense to me. I thought, well, I would have asked this question when I was a first timer. But the first time I went on a cruise, I went with friends of mine who knew everything. They'd done 15 cruises already. They were veterans, and they showed me around and told me weeks in advance what was going to happen. All the little things what was going to happen, because that's what I wanted. I want to know the little things. I know the big things. You get on a ship. I'm there. Got to find my room. Okay. But they told me the little things, which I really appreciated. Anyway, this young lady sent me a message, and she said to me, well, listen, we've got an early booking time arranged with the cruise line. We can get on the ship around 11:30, 12 o'clock. And well, we're wondering, if we get on the ship and we, walk around a little bit, our room probably won't be made up. So, we don't know if we were to go to our cabin or not. Can we then just get off the ship and find a restaurant near the pier, get a bite to eat before the cruise starts? And I'm going, what? Get off the ship now. You're on the cruise has started. Oh my goodness. I thought, oh geez, how did you book your cruise? Did your travel agent not give you any information about what to do when you, what is going on in this world out there? So I wrote her a quick 3-4 sentence little thing. And I immediately straightened her out. I said, look, just so you know, when you get on the cruise, get on the ship, I would recommend you go to your cabin. Find your cabin first. Find out where it is. You're going to need to know anyway. And if you're one of the first on board, there won't be a billion people running around with their heads cut off. So head over to your cabin. Even if it isn't finished, it doesn't matter. Find it. Learn how to find your cabin. And when you get there, you can always go inside your cabin. It's your cabin now. And go to the vault, your little electric vault in the closet, and lock away your valuables. Put them in there with that electronic code that you can put in your own PIN number. And get rid of your wallet, get rid of the passport, put them in there, put your jewelry in there. Everything of value goes in there. And then your carry-on, hopefully you've got a carry-on, please goodness, bring a carry-on. In that carry-on, you've got everything you need for the day. Probably your bathing suits would be a good idea, flip-flops, your bathroom items, your meds, all that stuff you need for the next 24 hours should be in your carry-on. And you don't have to unpack it that minute. You don't have to, but take out the most valuable items that should be in your safe and put them in there. And then take the carry-on and just put it under your bed, and it's out of the way, because that's where your empty suitcases go anyway when you're on when you're enjoying your cruise. And then explore the ship. And if you're not hungry right now, if you're not like starving, well, then go for a walk around the ship and see some of the areas. Like for example, check out the spa, get the free spa tour, check that out. And you can see where they give you the massages. They'll probably offer you acupuncture. They might have teeth whitening. They have the get your nails done. They'll have where the guys can get a shave, where you can get your hair done, all that stuff. And then see the spa facilities themselves. Find out what a spa pass is. I bet you should know what that is. And you may want to book a spa pass for the whole cruise. And that way you can come and go in there all you want and enjoy the facilities that they have there. Wonderful. If you're hungry, go to the buffet if you want and nibble on something. Look around. You don't have to get off the ship to eat. You're on the cruise. Start eating on the board. And the other idea that I gave her was check out the specialty restaurants. Maybe a couple of specialty restaurants might have a embarkation day special. It might be half price with a free bottle of wine or a special promotion, because embarkation day is the slowest day for these specialty restaurants at lunch hour. It's their slowest time, because all the folks who left the ship aren't in the specialty restaurants. They're gone. And all the newbies that are coming between 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning until 2, 3 in the afternoon. So lunchtime in the specialty restaurants is not a busy time on embarkation day. The other option, of course, is go to the dining room, the main dining room, have lunch there. Let them serve you lunch. You don't go off the ship to the pier to find a restaurant to get a bite to eat. Oh, no. It's all different now. So you're in heaven. You're in heaven now. And the vacation has started. That was my quick advice to her. I mentioned join the show at 2 o'clock today if you want to get more, and let me know any questions you have. And we'll see if she joins us or not. I know she might not make it, but it doesn't matter. She can watch this rerun later. And for those of you who are watching this tonight, tomorrow, a day after I recorded this, a week after I recorded this becomes a regular video. And all the comments that my viewers are making, my customers, all my viewers are making comments right now to me. I'm going to read them to you, to all of us, so that those of you who are watching this video as a regular video know what's going on. Every time he reacts to somebody, why is he reacting to somebody? Because I told you what they were telling me and what they want to know. And that's what's going on. So let's find out who is here and from where are they watching us from. And let's see what they have to say. Gaily S is saying hi to me today. I believe Gaily S is just outside of Manchester in the United Kingdom. And she's saying 1,100 subscribers. Way to go, Bruce. 5 degrees today Celsius. The beast of the east is quiet this evening. So that weather system that she was worried about for the last 3-4 days, most of it may have passed her by now. and things are calming down. That's good news, Gailey. Heather Young is here. Hi, everybody. She's saying, Richard Kormaski is saying, hello, Bruce, off to Panama Monday. He's on a Panama cruise. He's in Philly right now. Fantastic. Hello, Heather. He says, Bob O is here. Hi, Bruce. Joining you today from Orange Stad, St. Eustachius, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and very sunny, very sunny. Welcome, Bob. It's nice to have you back. Debbie Emanuel, hi, Bruce. Hope all is well. It is, Debbie. Thank you for checking in with me today, and thanks for your super chats this week. It was just so kind of you. Heather Young, hi, Richard. Tina Odell is here. Hi, 75 degrees and sunny in Raleigh, North Carolina. Another good day in North Carolina. It was nice yesterday. It's nice again today. Doreen Chapman, enjoy your cruise, Richard. She's saying, have a good time. Debbie Emanuel, still chilly in Northern California and only getting up to 50 today. It's not warm everywhere, isn't it? It's just not warm everywhere. It must be winter. Jackie Ledoux, hi, Bruce. 82 here in Orlando. Hi, Jackie. How you doing? Welcome to the chat today. Hope you're having a great weekend. Pat Reed saying, hey, Bruce, it's 48 and raining in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Yeah, at least it's rain. You know, I mean, it's not snow. You know, it's not a blizzard. And it's 48. So, Pat, might be a day to stay indoor and have a nice warm one and enjoy. Doreen Chapman, hi, Yahoo, +3 Celsius in Nova Scotia. Yeah, well, that's what, 36, 37 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll take that. Fantastic, Doreen. Betsy Lane in Hamilton saying it's +3. Same thing. It's melting in Hamilton, whatever snow they got. Debbie Emanuel saying, I love that video as well. You are a terrific storyteller. Thank you. Thank you very much. I try. I love a good story. I love a good story. Tina Odell, thumbs up. Scott Durwood, hi, Bruce. 19 degrees Fahrenheit in Havre, blowing 18 miles an hour. Yeah, you're in the wide open prairie, my friend. I know it. They call it God's country for a reason, but oh, you got to believe. You got to believe to live there. You got to have faith. It's going to get better. But not until maybe April. We know that because you know what it's like out there. Oh, it sometimes doesn't end for a long time. George McCrower. Hey, George, you're here. 83 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy in the villages. Welcome back, George. Good to see you today. Keith Mahoney is here. I seen mixed reviews on Vacations to Go. Have you had good luck with them? I've seen mixed reviews on Vacations to Go. I've had excellent luck with them. I've had very, very good luck with them. But I'm going to preface that comment by saying that I follow Vacations to Go closely, and I look at a lot of cruises. You know, when I'm contemplating my so-called next cruise, I guess it's called doing my homework, I suppose. And some people might say, well, Bruce, you know, the amount of time you put in to find a cruise for yourself, you know, I just don't have that kind of time. I have my boss, you know, during the day I can't do it, or I've got the kids and I've got got all these things I got to do, and I just don't have the time. And when I'm home in the evening, I'm just pooped and just want to watch a little bit of TV and then zonk out. And, and when it comes time for a cruise, I just call a travel agent and go from there. And my answer to that is yes, that's real world. I mean, that's real world issues. Some of us just don't have the time like I have, or the inclination or the want to dig into finding, a cruise and the differences between the different cruise lines and the subtleties of one itinerary versus another itinerary, or the complications of not only finding the cruise, but if you have to get to the port other than by car, you have to figure out the best air connections and maybe the best hotel reservations the night before. And it's complicated. There's a lot to it. You might have to, drive to the airport, get on a plane, connections, get to where you got to go, rent a car when you get there, have a hotel reserved when you get there, spend the night, do some running around the next day, pick up what you want, put on the cruise ship with you that morning, that afternoon, drop the car off, get to the check out of the hotel, get to the cruise ship, and then relax, hurry, relax. You relax. Then after the cruise is over, oh my God, here we go again. You're getting off the cruise, and now what? Is it a shuttle ride right to the airport and we're out of town, gone? Or are we going to rent a car? We've already got a hotel here, or maybe we're getting off the ship in Miami and we got a hotel in Orlando, and we're going to just drive to Orlando, or we're flying to Orlando, taking 3-4 days in Orlando to relax, and then we're flying home. I mean, it's a complicated thing. It can be a very complicated trip, And I love putting it together for myself. I'm my own travel agent. I love scheming away and figuring out who's got the best deal to get me there on the airfare. I know that Southwest Airlines isn't on Expedia. I have to go to their website directly. I have to write down their best fares. Then I know I have to look at JetBlue's website. Then I can go over to kayak.com for airfare comparisons. Expedia, I can go over to Orbitz, and it's the same with hotels. I'm going to various websites for hotel deals and the car rental scenarios. So in the car rental scenarios, I'll go to the car rental companies directly, look at their rates, and I mean, I do my homework. But by the time I book my vacay, I know I've got the deal of deals for this vacation. I know I have. I've done my homework, and there's no way I'm going to be beat by any travel agent or any combination deal that's out there. Vacationsco.com is an integral part of finding me the cruise. That's what I use to find the cruise, and I love it, and I find them very handy, and I find them also quite helpful now, just monitoring the cruise game, what the fares are, how they're trending, what is a good deal these days, what isn't a good deal these days, what ship is on an unbelievable discount, what ship just doesn't seem to go on sale, that kind of thing. And of course, I also know seasonal variances. I know that right now it's the end of wave season, which is the prime booking season for cruise ship operators to get all their cruises booked through the spring and the summer into the fall. And then I also know that into late spring, the fall and winter cruises start to show again, and repositioning cruises coming back from Europe back to North America start to show again. I know all these variances, and I follow them closely on vacationstogo.com, but that's just me. If you've got an excellent travel agent, someone that you know, or someone in the family, or someone you've used before, and they're worth their salt, and you tell them, hey, my wife and I, friend and I, family, whatever, we need a vacation and we want to put together a 14-day something. What can you do for me? Well, if I were your travel agent, I'd be looking at you going, you got 14 days? You want to get away from the winter? Oh, okay. Well, let me cook something up for you. Okay. If I can cook something up for you for under X amount of dollars per person, would that interest you? And you say, yeah, that'd be great. And I said, just leave it to me. And then I'd get working. And I wouldn't just book you a cruise. No. It's easy. It would be easy for me to book you a cruise. I could just say, I got your cruise. I got your flights. Have a good time. No, that's not how I operate. I'd figure out a way to get you to the port city 3 days before you're departing, and you've got stuff to do there. Then I'd get you 3 days after your cruise somewhere else to get you stuff to do there. So now the cruise is part of your vacation, not the whole thing. And yet, economically speaking, I put these pieces together for you so that you can afford more than just a 7-day cruise, because I'll do some homework and I'll do some digging for you. That's my way of doing it. But that's what I have the time to be able to do, because I'm, basically my own, self-employed guy here. But for those of us who are full-time jobs and travel agents that have a lot of clients that are just used to booking and booking and booking quick, they may give you the quick little tour, or they'll book you a quick little all-inclusive resort in Cancun, Mexico, or they'll get you a quick cruise deal that they'll find in 15 minutes, and then they'll put together a couple of quick flights, and off you go. And when it's all over, you may sit back and go, well, that was a nice trip, but geez, we sure spent a lot of money on that whole holiday, and I sure didn't like the connections. I had a 4-hour layover. That sucked, didn't it? And you weren't happy with the airline you got, or it just felt rushed, or whatever. Well, you get what you pay for. And sometimes there are some folks out there who just can't book the vacation the way you want it. And if you're here and figuring out, wow, I can listen to Bruce talk all day long about all these ideas, that this isn't just a thing about, let's just go on a cruise. There's so much more to it than that. And you can get so much more out of a cruise doing what I've been doing, rather than just look at a cruise as the whole enchilada. It isn't the whole enchilada. It's the centerpiece of the vacation, perhaps. But you can make this trip before and after a cruise so much more involved, so that when you come back and your friend at work says, hey, oh, you got back from your holiday, what did you do? And you look at your friend and go, you haven't got enough time to listen to me. We only got a 5-minute coffee break here. I got a 2-hour story to tell you. We got to go out for drinks after work. You should come over to our house for dinner this weekend, and we'll have a chat. Or you'll have a friend at work who'll say, oh, you went on a cruise. I heard you did this. How can you afford it? Well, I did my homework, or I had my travel agent do my homework, and I put together a kick-ass deal that was at such a good price, and it didn't break the bank. And wow, a trip of a lifetime. And the kids are happy. Mom and dad or grandma and grandpa came along with us. They're happy. We all have photos and videos. We're all happy. That's the perfect trip. And that's kind of where I kind of come from. These trips, these cruises, I think are special. For a lot of us, they're like a once a year, once every 2 years, once 5 years, once in a lifetime thing. Well, it should be special, and you should get everything out of it you deserve. And that's what I do. So Vacations to Go, to answer your question, I love using vacations2go.com, but it's one of many sites that I use to do my homework on. And I found them working fine for me. But then again, I go in armed. I go in heavily armed with all the information I need. And I know as much as they know when I'm talking to them or more. And that way I'm ahead of the game. Information is power. And welcome to the power station. Here, folks. I think you've come to the right place. Let's see, Steve Bartley. Kevin, I use Vacations to Go, book an upcoming cruise. So Steve liked them. Steve, Kevin, the agent, helped me pick a cabin. I'll know in a few months if it was a good one. There you go. Tina Odell, yes, find your room, the buffet, and the ice cream machine, then the Serenity deck. Yes, Serenity now. That's right. Figure out where the ice cream machine is. Figure out where the pizza bar is. Figure out where the hot dog stand is. Where do they make the burgers? Where's the brats? During the pool day, during the day. Find out where the theater is. Go take that spa tour. You'll get the exercise room tour. You'll find out where all the bikes are and where all the running machines are, the treadmills, and the everything else. They'll talk to you about Pilates classes and yoga classes, and they'll have drill instructors waiting to take you on and get you in shape in this 1-week cruise. If you dare to go that route, do it. Explore that ship. Soulful of Music 100. Hi. 2 degrees Celsius here in Dublin, Ireland. Welcome back. Nice to have you again. Theme Park Bruce. I just want to come say hello. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Fellow YouTuber. Doing live streams now. Theme Park Bruce, you folks get a chance to check him out. He loves doing videos about Disney, everything. Disney, anything. You got to check him out. Hey, buddy, nice to have you. You subscribed to me when I had about 450, 500 subscribers, and you sent me a note saying, you're doing good work over there. You keep going. I love supporting new guys, and I really appreciate that because you were well over 1,000 subscribers when you did that, and I remember. Thanks for coming. It was great to hear. Richard Koromaski. So, Philly, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. In Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia, it's all showing 90, but some rain. Hope I have enough shorts and suntan lotion. It's a warm rain. Okay, just let's get to the quick here. Okay. A 90-degree rain is an outdoor shower. All right, let's just, without the soap. Okay, it's like a rinse. Okay, so it's okay. You're not going to freeze in 90-degree rain. All right, it's all good. Charles Jordan. Good afternoon, Bruce. It's 78 here in Iva, South Carolina. How you doing, buddy? Bob. Oh, hey, Bruce. It's a tongue twister. Saint Istiastes, or he's saying Eustachius. Eustachius is how he's telling me how to say it. Thank you very much. Of course, you watched me do it 5 times first, and then you find, never mind. That's good. Thank you. Scott Batchley. Hi, Bruce. Nice sunny day again in Ventura, California. 59 degrees. Man, it's gorgeous there. Richard Koromansky. Bruce, you should see if Vacations to Go will sponsor your channel or give you a cruise to review, free, of course. Yeah, look, I'd love to talk to these people, but right now with 1,100 subscribers, I just can't. I don't think they'll take the call. I'm gonna have to kind of wait. They may well discover me on their own. They may go, they may have an employee over there who goes, there's this guy. I heard about this guy, and he does these live streams 6 days a week. I mean, where does he come up with his material? And all of his viewers, they interact with him on the thing. It's a really good show, and he talks us up all the time. And maybe they'll call me, but. Hey, if they don't, they don't. If someday I contact them about it, I'd like to kind of have 5,000 to 10,000 subscribers and about 10, 15,000 views a day on my channel. So I can kind of talk to them about, well, I'm approaching 500,000 views a month, and I talk about you guys all the time. You never know. You never know. Paula K. Good afternoon, Bruce. 48 degrees, Hanover, rain, and more rain. Is it raining in Hanover, PA? Really? Rain. But it's 48. That's better than 18 in a blizzard. So rain, drains away, snow accumulates. We'll take that, okay? Nice to have you back, Paula. Cindy Barr. Portland, Oregon, high of 46. We had about 4 inches of snow on Wednesday and Thursday. It's warming up, so most areas it has melted. Snow in Portland. Oh man, snow in Seattle, snow in Vancouver. They've been getting it there too. Unbelievable. Makes for a lot of fun on the roads. Paula K, good idea. Richard, for the vacations to go. Richard Kormaski is also saying, don't forget Hipmunk for flights, which does include JetBlue, but not Southwest. Actually, great site. But normally book air with cruise line that has great deals. Yeah, if you're looking for a cruise specifically, I'm sorry, airfare for specifically for a cruise, that's another way to go. But on the other hand, if you want to add a little bit before your cruise and add a little bit after your cruise with some hoteling and that sort of thing, if you can do it on your own, now you can really kind of, wheel and deal and figure stuff out and take it from there. Keith Mahoney is saying, hey, thank you, Bruce. You're very informative. You're quite welcome, Keith. Thanks for joining. Tina Odell, I've always been the travel agent for my family. I love doing all that research. Yeah, me too. It's like what I like to do. My wife likes crafting. I like watching vacationsgo.com deals. And I'll tell her, hey, I just found a deal to Panama. And she's going, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. And then I'll yell a little later, oh, I found a really good deal on a hotel in Vegas. That's nice. And she's at sewing machine doing her thing. And basically, when I get her approval to do a deal, it's up to me to make sure I do it right. And then when the trip doesn't work out right, she's looking at me going, what are you doing all that time in front of the computer? I'm busy doing crafting stuff, and all the stuff I'm doing works out. Why can't you make a trip that works out? So I try to make sure my trip works out. Generally, it does. Let's see, what do we got here? Doreen Chapman. I find the cruises. I book the cruises, hotels, airfare, keep an eye for price drops. My husband throws some shorts and T-shirts in the suitcase and enjoys, laugh out loud. I love the research. Sometimes it really works out well when only one of the two of you does this research. Because what happens if one thinks this is the deal and the other one thinks that's the deal? You go on one of the two, doesn't work out quite as well as you'd like, or it works out and you think it worked out the way it should, but the other party said, the deal I had I thought would have been a better deal. Maybe that's not such a good idea. So having one do it all and the other one just say, just do it. Here's my shorts, here's my socks, here's my bathing suit. Let's go. Maybe that might be the best way to do this. Debbie Manuel, Doreen, I love the research as well. Doreen is smiling. Scott Batchy saying retired. So I have time to research a lot, though I am having a tough time finding a reasonable shuttle for airport to hotel for my trip to Alaska. $3 for light rail versus $35 Uber shuttle, and then 60 IDE. I'm not sure what the 60 IDE is. Is that taxi or is that something else? You're having trouble and you found a $3 deal. You're kind of losing me on this, but maybe I'll get more details off you later. But, there's ways. Kenneth Perks is saying, hi, Bruce. Following you live from the UK. Freezing weather at 7:30 p.m. in the evening. Question for you. Why do vacations to go not include taxes in the price? They don't include the taxes and the port charges, and they don't include the tipping as well. They mention the tipping in the description of the ship if you're digging into a cruise, and they'll tell you, what the suggested tipping amount is, so much per day, depending on the cabin, right? But the port charges and fees, I'm going to say, I think the reason is this. I have a feeling that vacationstogo.com is basically saying that, look, here is the posted advertised price from cruise line A, all right? And here's the price we have found for that cruise exactly. And we're matching the same thing because this price that cruise line A is bragging about doesn't include taxes and fees, so we won't do it either. Okay. Now they could theoretically have a separate line that says, well, if you're going to book this cruise, you could, don't forget to add this and add this. But VacationsGo doesn't do it. Now, when you call them and you talk to the travel agent, like the 800 number they provide, they have all that info for you right there, and they'll guide you through it. But it's industry standard the same. So if you're taking a Carnival cruise out of Port Canaveral for a week in the Caribbean, and you're taking a Royal Caribbean cruise for a week, and you're doing the same ports, then the taxes and fees will be identical. There's no difference between the two lines because there's just government fees, right? But of course, finding the same itinerary identically is generally not the case. So you may find that there's slight variance in taxes and fees based on the itineraries. And I think Vacations to Go just does we just want to compare apples to apples. So here's the advertised price from this cruise line. Here's the price we can find that we are finding for you. And here's this price, and then let's go from there. And I always say add 15%, maybe 20%, just in your mind, 15, 20% for the taxes and fees as a general rule, and then you're probably a little higher than it will be, and okay. Michael Wisniewski, Michael Wisniewski, you've sent me $5 on my super chat option there on my tip chart. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. That is wonderful. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. Thank you. Let me just see now who's talking about the next thing here. Excuse me, folks. I've sort of lost my place here. I didn't want to lose where I'm at. I want to stay ahead of the curve here. Okay, so I've just taken care of your question there, Kenneth. I think that's the reason why. Joshua Watson, hi, Bruce. 35 degrees and cloudy here in Cedar Rapids, Idaho. A little north, isn't it? You're just a little above that zone where you're in the 50s, right? But it's coming. It's coming. Hang on, hang on, Joshua. Thanks for joining me today. Debbie Manuel Scott having that same problem. Scott, she's having that same problem, and that is retired and the shuttle thing. She's having the same problem. Charles Jordan, that's me. I do all the research and paperwork. There you go. Richard Koromaski, cruise companies work with hotels at both ends of the cruise and have special deals with them. Travel agent will get you the deal cost. Cruise line, airline link allows lots of different airports. And you know what? I always, I don't dissuade anyone from trying it. What's the cost in getting a quote? Free. So if you figured out, a cruise you want to take, and you've kind of figured out the best airfare you can find with the airline and so on, and then you kind of figured out some hotel deals, but yet you contact the cruise line and say, well, listen, we're kind of thinking of coming in 3 days early and we're thinking about leaving 3 days in. Can you give us a package deal for the whole thing? And they want to give that to you. Let them do it. Costs you nothing. They're doing all the work. They know there's a cruise in it for them. And let's see what happens. On the other hand, they may say to you, well, the cruise, we can get you this cruise at this price. And you're going to go, wait a minute. Vacations to Go was supposed to be cheaper, or I thought it would be. And these guys are $20 cheaper, or they're the same price, but they're throwing in a $100 room credit. Or they're saying, well, if you book it all with us, we'll throw you an extra credit. We'll give you a drink package for 2, or we'll give you some dining for 2, or we'll give you this, because we'll make you a package deal and throw you this stuff. Then you might as well go ahead and book it with them. Peace of mind for you, because the whole package has been put together by the cruise line. Fantastic. But on the other hand, if you can do it better and you can do it in a way that works for you, and that's kind of what I like to do. I just kind of like to be hands-on and be in control of my holiday. I've put it together. That's just me. Okay, let's see what we have going forward. Scott Batchley, looking for ideas in Seattle. Only 200 characters at a time, he's saying. Looking for ideas in Seattle. Okay. Richard, you can split the airport links different days before cruise, or a different site to fly back from. We will fly from Honolulu to Sydney, then LA to Philly at great prices. Yep, that's right. You can definitely do that. You book these multi-city airfare deals. Go to kayak.com, KAYAK.com, folks, for airline pricing. It's actually it's a site that shows you the best fare, but you can't book through them. They'll send you where you can get that deal. I love that. And they have a wonderful system for multi-city airfares, where you start, whatever city you want to start from, where you want to go to, what date, then what's the next city, might be the same city you just got off at or not, and where you're going to and what date, and then the third flight and the fourth, and you go up to like 6 flights. And you may find that there's some fantastic deals where you might take like a cruise, say you want to do a Hawaiian cruise that goes around Hawaii for a week, Norwegian, not that they're cheap, but you'll fly in continental U.S., say from the East Coast, you're flying to the West Coast, spend 3 days in Los Angeles or Palm Springs or something like that. Enjoy 4 days, 5 days, whatever, and then work your way to Hawaii on a secondary flight. To, get there for a couple of days first, then get on the cruise, do the 7-day cruise, get off the cruise, either spend a couple of extra days in Hawaii or fly that afternoon back to the mainland and fly to another location in the mainland, maybe Phoenix, and spend a few days in Phoenix. Maybe you got friends there. And then 3, 4, 5 days later, now you fly back home where you came from. That's a multi-city flight scenario, different spots that may or may not be conjoined, and you'll find shockingly some fantastic offers might be thrown your way by the airlines because they want your business, especially if they're affiliated in the same family of airlines through these One World and other Star Alliance memberships. Check into that, and of course, check your points on your credit cards. If you've got points that you can redeem for the flights, maybe you can get some deals on your airfare through your all the points you've racked up on your credit cards. Let's see here. Gailey S is saying, agree that no one does the research. This is usually me. Have to say, I'm getting more savvy listening to you and all our friends here on your live chat. That's what we're trying to do. I mean, our friends. I gotcha. Doreen Chapman, this is our 4th cruise coming. Just watched a lot of YouTube because there's a lot to learn. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you think you know it all, and then there's something new. It's an incredible changing world in which we live, and it's changing in travel too. Scott Durwood is saying, I was in Seattle a couple of weeks ago, and I took the light rail. There's a short walk to get to the light train terminal. If you can handle your luggage, I'd take the light rail, then an Uber, if needed. Good point there. Very good. Susan McQuiggan is here. Hello from Tampa Bay area in Florida. Sorry, but my weather is sunny in the mid-80s. We'll forgive you for that. I booked hotel day before cruise that provides free breakfast and complimentary trip to the port in Miami. Absolutely, you bet. Yeah, Quality Inns, Holiday Inn Express. I think a lot of the Motel 6s, a lot of these hotels. They're in the program. They get the program. They know what you need. They know if I can offer you a complimentary breakfast that you can fix yourself any way you want, including waffles and a coffee and whatever, and then we offer you a free shuttle trip to the airport every 30 minutes or 45 minutes. We have a shuttle bus going right to the cruise terminal. The driver knows what that is. Peace of mind for you. You're going to book with us. And yeah, that's absolutely the way it's done. It's peace of mind for you. It's the best way to go. Absolutely. Good point there, Susan. Scott Batchley, thanks, Scott. That is what I have been thinking. Never been to Seattle, but it appears to be doable. I'm very frugal. Yeah, that light rail is the way. I mean, the price is right, and you get so close to the end where you need to get to. It's fantastic. The Steaming Bean is here. My cruise embarks in New York City. We'll be there for a couple of days before. But extra days in the Big Apple are expensive. That depends on where you stay, my friend. Let me tell you a story of a lovely lady and the 3 girls she had. No, that's another story. That's a whole other TV show. Let me tell you a story because I know you love a good story. When I go to New York with my wife, and this is now 4 or 5 times we've done this, we don't stay in Manhattan. We don't stay in a hotel in Manhattan at all. And yet we enjoy Manhattan a lot. We love Broadway, and we love to shop, and we love to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art and, do the New York thing. But don't stay in New York. Oh, gosh, no. We stay in New Jersey, Secaucus, New Jersey, near the Meadowlands. There's a Embassy Suites over there, among a number of other hotels. And I know I can go cheaper than Embassy Suites, but I kind of like Embassy Suites. I stay at the Embassy Suites, and of course we get the living room, the kitchenette, and the bedroom with the king-size bed. And in Secaucus, New Jersey, near the convention center there's a bus loop right there. It's like a Greyhound bus. And for $8 or $10, you can get a ride into right downtown Manhattan, right to the Port Authority, to the terminal. And we rent a car in New Jersey if we need one to get around. But we don't dare take the car into New York, of course. So we grab this bus. He or she does all the driving, 2 stops perhaps, into the Lincoln Tunnel, right out of the tunnel, right into the Port Authority building, and we're right downtown. Now, if we need to connect to a subway, piece of cake. We'll walk outside a block over there. Bingo, you're in the the Broadway district already. A few more blocks over here, your Times Square. You're in business. And we get all the New York we want from like 9, 10 in the morning, whatever. We get all the New York we want. We've had free breakfast already included in our stay at the hotel, and it includes scrambled eggs any way you want it, bacon and sausages, the full breakfast. And then we get the afternoon drinks when we come back. The manager has those, those wine glasses and snacks at like 5 o'clock. And so we like getting a kick out of that. And of course, we got the pool and the jacuzzi and all the amenities of that hotel. But we don't have the downtown Manhattan prices and those taxes, those New York City taxes. We don't get those either. And coming out of New York, piece au gâteau, as in like piece of cake, because we get on the bus again at the terminal and you come around that loop, out of the terminal, and they're right into the tunnel. I mean, we don't have rush hour to worry about, coming through the middle of Manhattan and trying to get to the tunnel with 15 lanes going to 2. We're coming right out in through the bus lane, and we're in the tunnel. And we come out the other side, and bingo, we're back 2 stops later. We're back in Secaucus. We've done that a number of times, and I just find that to be incredibly convenient, very affordable, and reasonable. Because for dinner, we either had something to eat in New York before we left, or if we're going to have dinner in New Jersey, right around the hotel, there's an Outback Steakhouse. There's the all kinds of bars and other restaurants, chain restaurants, and steakhouses and fish and chip joints and pizza places, and you name it, you got it made. Really, it's an economical way to enjoy New York instead of getting nailed $300 a night with taxes and fees and all that nonsense to use it. But again, a first timer in New York is different than a veteran who's done it a number of times. If you're a first timer, yeah, go to Times Square. Yeah, take a hotel right down there. Sure, and get blown away by the lights. But I'll tell you, after the third day, that city doesn't sleep. I get kind of tired. New Jersey's quiet. Anyway, I'm just mentioning it. Good point. Thanks for bringing that one up, Steam and Bean. I like that. Richard Kormaski, for airfares, to say it short, Cruise Line has affiliations with airlines and bulk deal discounts not available to individuals. They normally beat one ticket on Expedia, Hipmunk, etc. Again, if it works, it works, and I say, way to go. Scott Durwood is saying, Scott Batchley, Amtrak is another way to get to Seattle to save money. Okay, how about that? Scott Batchley goes on to say, personally, I have always found airfare by cruise line fares more expensive than booking it myself. Just more shopping for me. I booked Seattle from LA for under $200 return. Again, it depends on the airline and when you're traveling and how you're doing it. Yep, you bet. Steaming Bean, staying at the Jane Hotel in Manhattan. Should be a good time, buddy. Should be a good time. Doreen Chapman, you want expensive flying too from Canada. Yeah, that's right. That ain't cheap. Scott Batchley, I went on the breakaway last year, stayed by Central Park 5 days for around $350. New York food is the best. And, the hot dog stands on the street, the rest of the diners all around. I mean, you can't beat it. What I liked about staying in Secaucus was we had the breakfast thing done. We now knew, my wife and I, we're not going to be hungry until like 1 o'clock today. But love going to the restaurant, the diner, in the big department store. And you think I can remember the name of the department store. It's not Macy's. Bloomingdale's? No, it's not Bloomingdale's. It'll come back to me. They make great peach cobbler. And it's just reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to go eat food in at the department store. You remember those days, folks? We used to have restaurants in the department store, usually big cafeterias. You remember that? And you used to bring your tray around and get to the till, and they'd all rack it up for you, and you'd find a table and eat. And it was good food. You kept shopping that way. They still do it in Germany. The Steaming Bean, look up the Jane old small hotel by the pier, was used by the Titanic survivors. Rooms are tiny. Yeah, that's the turnoff for me. My wife and I have been to a few New York hotels and been in the Best Western for trying to find our the best price deal. And yeah, it's too tiny. I love the fact that I got a big living room at the hotel in Secaucus. And I've got the Embassy Suites, I'm saying, and I got a king-size bed. I got a TV in the bedroom. We got a TV in the living room. We got the kitchenette in between. nice and roomy and just expensive, and you just relax. If I need a nap when we get back and my wife wants to watch TV, she can hang out in the living room, watch the TV. I can sleep in the bed, or the other way around, and we don't disturb each other. It's fantastic. They got the pool, they got the jacuzzi. In other words, they have these amenities. And after walking all day long in New York, it's kind of nice to get into the water and soothe those aching tendons and muscles and so on. Anyway, just mentioned. Tina, Saks Fifth Ave. No, I'm talking about the department store, big department store. Been in New York forever. It's not Macy's. It's not Bloomingdale's. It's what? There's another big one. What is it, folks? It's, it's not like high class. I'm not talking like, Tiffany's, or I'm talking a big department store with 6 levels. And it'll come back to me eventually. But they had great peach cobbler. They had a deal there that if you went in there, you could join their you could become like a member of their shoppers club at this store, and you would go in there and if you showed your ID, even from Canada, it didn't matter. Matter of fact, when we first went in there, we were from the Cayman Islands. I had Cayman ID, Cayman driver's license, and we got this welcome booklet with a discount thing in there, and then this card that gave you automatically 20% off anything. And then in the back was these coupons, and one of them was free peach cobbler in the restaurant. And we got one book for each of us, myself, my wife, and my daughter, who was 12 at the time, 13. And we walked around in there, went into the restaurant a little later on, had our, whatever, and then got this peach cobbler to die for. And our waitress reminded me of an actress named Selma Diamond. I don't know if any of you remember Selma Diamond. She died about 15 years ago. But Selma Diamond has always played a role on TV shows as the older, cranky woman, but had a soft side to her. And we had this waitress who was kind of like that, but she took to our daughter instantly, because our daughter's very polite and very charming at that age, still is today. And she took good care of us. And we pulled out that coupon for the peach cobbler. She said, "Excellent choice." And she brought us the peach cobbler, and it was fantastic. You think I can remember it? It's not Barney's. Darn it. I'm waiting for someone to tell me the name of this department store in New York, Manhattan, near Madison Avenue. It's got to be 5 stories tall, city block large, been around for 100 years. No. Bloomingdale's? No. Bergdorf? No. Darn it. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Let's see. Steaming Bean, the Jane, Saks Fifth Avenue. No, Steaming Bean. Tina, can I borrow your credit card? Scott Batchley. For the good old days. Peach cobbler, yum. Richard Kormaski. Doreen, you are correct. Canceled my cruise from New York to Quebec because airfare, Air Canada, flying back to Philly was more than going to Europe. No way. Yes, way. Yeah. Is there? That's why Montrealers drive. They drive, or they take a bus, or they take Amtrak, like the rail, into New York State, and they get an airport there. I'm not kidding. Torontonians, I had one the other day here. Torontonians, they'll drive to Buffalo, and they'll fly out of Buffalo. We've had it with the Canadian nonsense. Those of us Canadians who can get out, we're getting out. And yet, government raises the fees for airport fees. The security fees go up, the taxes go up, the airlines pass it on. And we have 2 airlines, got the whole thing wrapped up, and they just ramp up the numbers, and it is a ripoff. Flying in Canada is more expensive than flying from New York to Europe. I'm not kidding. It's unbelievable. It's just ridiculous. Doreen Chapman, yes. Yeah, it is, Richard. My husband and I have a WestJet card, so we get a companion flight for $99, so that helps, at least for one flight anyway. Tina Old's trying to tell me Bloomingdale's Bergdorf. I'm saying, nope, not it. Skyhawk 1987 Turbos here. Selma Diamond played one on the sitcom Night Court. Yeah, she was on Night Court. She had that great role. Scott Durwood, I drive across the border to fly out of Calgary to save money on flights going outside the U.S. Fly out of Calgary. Yeah, she border and fly out of Calgary to save money on flights going outside the U.S. Right? So are you driving out of Canada, or are you driving into Canada? The way you're saying it sounds like you're driving into Canada. Makes no sense. J.C. Penney? No, not J.C. Penney. Sorry, no. It's a department store that's unique to New York. Boy, I'll tell you. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. Betsy Lane, 2 people, Toronto to New Jersey, return $630, taxes included. Yeah, unbelievable. Neiman Marcus, no, not Neiman Marcus, too high a line. Keith Mahoney, thanks, Paula K, for trying. Keith Mahoney, I am already booked and paid for the Norwegian getaway in October. I am already looking for a 2019 schedule. Right on. Good point. All right, a couple of things I want to mention here that I had on my title today that I was going to talk about. First one, Disney River Cruising. I found this tweet actually today that kind of led me to this story, and I thought I would look into it a little further. More guesses on the store. Macy's, no. Lord & Taylor, nope, not Lord & Taylor either. It's not Bloomingdale's. It's not Bloomingdale's. Darn it, I will find it. Okay, I found the story on Disney River Cruising, and I thought Disney doesn't have river boats in Europe. They don't. No, they don't. They've actually teamed up with a company called AMA Waterways. Now, AMA Waterways is a US-based corporation that operates river cruises in Europe. And they've teamed up with Disney to offer a Disney-type experience of some sort in Europe. And Disney talks about offering cruises on the River Seine through Paris. Talk about Rhine River cruises. They talk about the Danube River, and they also talk about a holiday Danube River cruise. And the 10-day cruise they're talking about for this Seine, I think it's called the Seine River. It's not the Seine, or it's the Seine River through Paris. Talking about a 10-day cruise. It's coming in 2019, so it's next year. To give you an idea how much money we're talking about, they're encouraging you to bring your kids. They're saying this is great for children too. They recommend that 4 and older would be is the minimum age, 4 and up, but they really recommend that maybe 8 years old is the real age that you want to consider bringing a child. 8, 9, 10. Listen to these numbers. 2 adults, each $6,249. The child, $6,000. How about mom and dad and 2 children? Would you like to do that one? That's 25,000 American dollars. And that 10-day deal gives you 3 nights hotel in Paris, 7-day river cruise, and 3-night hotel at the end of the cruise. Includes meals, tips, alcohol, drinks, and shore excursions. And I'm thinking $25,000. Family of 4. Think I can do better than that. That's unbelievable. It was amazing. July 2018, Rhine River, 8-day cruise. Children, $6,919. Adults, $76.69 each. That one's more. It's a shorter cruise. Danube River, $5,100 for the child. This is June 18. Adult, $56.89. And then the Holiday Danube River Cruise is December 23rd to 30th, 2018, as an example. $4,600 for the child, 8 days. Adult, $5,089 in the middle of the winter. Just doesn't turn me on. Scares the heck out of me. I know Disney cruises are expensive, but my goodness, this is really something. But river cruising in general can be very high. In any event, take a Viking River cruise or a Uniglobe cruise or an Avalon River cruise. We're talking 4, 5, 6, 700 a day per passenger. Big money. The second story I have for you today is about the Titanic 2. I was asked the other day, do you know anything about the Titanic 2? And I have 2 stories for you about that ship. The first story is, I think, the one most of us know about, although I could be wrong. I followed it like ever so little, and then I don't care. But I read up on this story this morning as best as I can tell you. An Australian billionaire by the name of Clive Palmer proposed producing or replicating a Titanic 2, a second version of a Titanic. Would be a heavier ship with all modern, obviously, features. And he brought this out, this idea, this concept, April 2012. And he incorporated a company called Blue Line, the Blue Line Company, rather than the White Star Line. And he thought that it would be built and ready to go in 2016. It would launch, would be built in China at a Chinese shipyard, and then it would be, you'd be able to take cruises on this ship. They thought it would hold 1,600 passengers, about 900 crew, and you would enjoy modern amenities, but in a classic-looking liner. Then things got delayed, and the talk was that it would be launched in 2018, this year. Never got started. It was the keel has never been laid. The ship yard where the ship was going to be built said we've never had a contract to build it. We've never been offered a contract. We've never seen blueprints to even build the unit, and so it never got started. The Blue Line company itself has been dissolved, and the billionaire in question is having all kinds of financial issues with a mining concern that he was involved with, and it's in the courts, and who knows what's going on. So nothing happening there. Now, the second type of Titanic #2 story that has a little more traction to it is a story about a Titanic project being built in China by a company called Seven Star Energy Investments. This ship is to replicate the Titanic in look and feel and design, but is not meant to sail. It's not going in the ocean. It's not going anywhere. It will be built and then parked in a reservoir and will be, in effect, a floating hotel. And it is being built, as we understand it. It was supposed to be ready for 2018. Now they're saying, with some delays, it's going to be ready in 2019, but is under construction. And I believe there is the odd YouTube video where you can see photos of it or some video of it under construction by some folks who've been there and that kind of thing. I don't know. So that's what I have for you on that one. If anyone wants to give me a like today, please do. We've got 24 likes right now on this video, on this live stream. We're trying to hit 50 or 60 today and set a new record. If you want to help me out, throw the likes on there if you can. Let's see what we can do. That would be fantastic. I appreciate all you guys for all the help you're giving me. Embarkation day tips. Let's go back to that. For newbies, you know, we gotta help the newbies out there. So many people who are watching my channel that are new to cruising are finding me, and I'm so glad you are. We have so much information for you guys. There are some tips that are golden, that are just gems that you should know about, that your travel agent may not tell you about, or wouldn't think to tell you, or doesn't know. Like I say, when you get on a ship for the very first time, you want to explore that ship ASAP, as much of it as you can, and really get a good look at it. Just going to double check my messages here to make sure I'm caught up. I've got people going Macy's, no. Lord & Taylor, no. Nordstrom, no. Gumbel, no. IKEA, no. Barney's, no. Buttermilk, shopping at Barney's bookstore would be nice, but that's not the one I'm thinking about. Charlie, Gumbel's, no. Jackie Ledoux, Sterling Linder, nope. Scott Durwood, I'm driving into Canada. I'm flying to Santiago, Chile next month for a reposition cruise. Flying out of Calgary is $470. Great Falls, Montana, $1,000 one way. You're flying out of Calgary. Way to shop for that. Well done. Fantastic. Maybe you got a. I'm wondering if you got a charter deal, Scott. Maybe you're flying WestJet, Air Transat, Sunwing Holidays, one of those charter outfits, and you got a good deal. And way to go. Well done. Well done. I don't know. Charlie Bomb. I can't type. Maybe hymn bells. Don't know what you mean, Charlie. Is that the name of a store? I have no idea. Steaming Bean. Folks in Ottawa are starting to use the tiny airport in Ogdensburg, New York for flights to Orlando. Yeah, and see, airlines in the United States, operators there, they figured it out. They know, hey, why bother applying to the government of Canada to fly a plane into Ottawa to take people to Orlando? The fees the government charges us for landing rights, the gate fees, the ridiculous taxes that those poor Canadians are getting nailed with on every flight in and out of there, any airport in Canada for that matter. Why don't we just offer the flight right across the border here in New York State? They'll come driving down. We'll make sure there's a parking lot for them where it'll be cheap to park. It'll be with security. And then we've got their business returned and tons of it. And sure enough, Canadians aren't stupid. We'll do it. I'll tell you, family of four, you know, you're taking a family of four down to Orlando. Isn't Disneyland, Disney World expensive enough as it is? If you can save $250 a passenger on a round trip ticket to Orlando, that's $1,000. that goes a ways to, covering some expenses in Disney World and the hotels and the meals. I mean, it's what you got to do. Absolutely. Doreen Chapman saying, wow, Scott, that does not happen very often. That it's cheaper from Canada. You're right. Doreen is right. I'm surprised you found a deal like that, but I'm glad you did. Well done. Jackie Ledoux, Sam's, Bergdorf, Goodman. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Jackie Ledoux, I meant Saks. Darn, autocorrect. Nope, not Saks. Charles Jordan, $25,000 plus. Laugh out loud. This is the Disney one I was just telling you about. I find it hard to believe they'll get enough passengers to be justified keeping those cruises going. But you know how it goes. Some people have more money than sense. Yeah. I'm just floored by some of the prices that I see for some of these types of vacations. I'm just stunned. I'm asking myself, has there been a 20% inflation rate for the last 3 years going that I don't know about in this business, or what? Or, has everyone else out there gotten 25% pay raises for the last decade, and I'm the only one that I know that hasn't? What's going on? I don't understand it. Some of these numbers are mind-blowing, without question. Keith Mahoney, I would give you a thumbs up, but I don't know how. Well, there's a thumbs up or a thumbs down signal on the underneath the picture where I'm at, and if you hit it, you click on the thumbs up logo, it'll kind of light up as you hit it, and then I'll get another one of those. Unless you're watching me maybe on a phone and you may not have one, I'm not 100% sure on that. Be curious to know. Seeming Bean, now I am wanting peach cobbler. Oh my goodness, I'm racking my brain for the name of this store, and I apologize to you folks for not coming up with it. But if I don't know it today, I'll have it the next time on Monday's show. I'll tell you. Not to worry. God help me if it's one of the stores you've mentioned. I'll never hear the end of it. Pat Reed, Tiffany's. No, you have breakfast at Tiffany's, but you don't have that. No. Keith Mahoney, Dublin, Ireland. Hey, by the way, do you know that you can actually have breakfast at Tiffany's now? You can actually have a breakfast at Tiffany's. What is this world coming to? I can't believe it. Okay, Keith Mahoney, Dublin, Ireland. One of these days, I'll get to the motherland. Oh man, wouldn't that be nice? J.C. Penney's, Judy's asking me. I'm saying, no, Judy, it's not it. It's not J.C. Penney. Richard Kornmaski, Great Falls, Montana has a population of 59,000 people. It would be cheaper to fly from any major airport. Good point, Richard, because the number of flights in and out of Great Falls is not that high. I think Southwest is in and out of there, but infrequently. Spokane is my closest airport, going south from here to Coeur d'Alene and then make a little right over to Spokane. And they've got United, I believe they've got American Airlines, and they have Southwest. And I know for a fact that if I was going to fly somehow from here to Orlando or Miami, Fort Lauderdale, I would first go to Spokane from here, and I would grab a Southwest Airlines flight either to Seattle and then do a JetBlue nonstop if it's available, or an American or whatever if it's priced right. But if it's not priced right, I'd end up going from Spokane to probably Denver or Las Vegas, and then from there making it over. I think Southwest does not fly Seattle to Chicago. I could be wrong on that. They might. And then, of course, once you're in Chicago, you got a myriad of ways to get to Florida. But anyway, these are just thoughts from my end of the world where I am here. Charlie Baum saying the first thing I do is check where the table is for dinner on a cruise. Your first thing on a cruise. Exactly. For those newbies, look, if you're on a first-time cruise, and pardon me, you're on a first-time cruise and you're on something like Harmony of the Seas, 5,500 passenger Royal Caribbean behemoth of a cruise ship, I would recommend before you even get down there, before you get to the cruise ship, you need to make reservations for a bunch of things, because the outdoor show where they have the divers jumping into the swimming pool and all that, it's a great show. They have 1 or 2 shows every night. I think they hold 800 people back there, and you've got 5,500 passengers on board. You're going to need to make a reservation for that show. If you're looking at the main dining room, You might consider dining times and reservations for the dining room. If you get your heart set on a particular style of restaurant, let's say an Italian restaurant or their steakhouse or their New York style house, whatever restaurant you want, you may want to make reservations for that. Again, you can do it on the website where you're completing your booking procedure because you've had to give them your passport number, your emergency contacts, all that sort of stuff. You're able then to actually start booking some of these things. The main show, you may be able to book seats for the main show, exact seats where you want to sit, first row in the balcony, first row downstairs, whatever. That's one of the issues you're gonna have to keep in mind if you're going on a big cruise ship for the very first time. Even cruising the Norwegian Epic, my wife and I had to make reservations on a number of things for the Norwegian Epic. We didn't like it. We didn't like having to do that. I didn't want to have to reserve 2 seats, 2 chairs, literally 2 chairs that people just slid into the room for 2 seats to see the comedy club. I didn't get a guaranteed row number. I didn't get a guaranteed seat number. I was guaranteed 2 places to sit. And so we got there early, got in line, waited 30 minutes before they opened the door, and then we all scrambled in there and festival seating for you folks who've reserved a seat. I didn't like that. But that's because it's a big ship. And the comedy club holds 250 people, 300 people maybe. And it was an improv thing, and it was popular, and it was packed. It was just packed. And I didn't find it entertaining. I found it entertaining as far as the entertainment goes. I didn't like the ordeal of getting the seats, and then we're all on a flat floor. It's not like we were on a descending, an ascending or a descending row of seats. No, we're all on the floor looking at a stage that's a foot off the ground. And so I'm looking around people's heads to see stuff because we're in the 4th row, 5th row. Couldn't get any closer because the crush of people. And the poor waiter trying to bring you a drink, impossible because the seats are just haphazard. They're not bolted onto the ground. So people are just everywhere. And the poor waiter is just 20 drinks behind. It was not a pleasant ordeal. It's one of the things I didn't like about the Epic, by the by. I was, however, on the Jade, the Norwegian Jade, and we did have a Second City comedy troupe come on for that. And that was in I think something called the Spinnaker Bar. I'm not exactly sure. But that was a kind of a bar and a little showroom, like a mini showroom. And they had these seats in like the leather booths that are sort of 270 degrees around with the table in the middle. Those are great because they had those plunked around the stage, and the stage was lower and we were higher the further back we went. And the folks who couldn't find a seat, standing room only in the back, and they had a great time because they were standing with a bar in front of them with their drinks sitting on it. And it was a lot of fun. It was an hour and a half long show, and they did 4 shows in the 7-day cruise. Packed every night. My daughter and I got there early because we knew we could just sit down in the whatever booth we found, and we'd order ourselves. I'd have a Diet Coke or whatever. She'd get something to drink, and we'd watch the show when the show started. Fantastic. So that's the difference between one and the other. Again, for the newbies out there, let's see here. Paula K. Yes, peach cobbler sounds yum. I got you going, haven't I? I got all you folks going on that peach cobbler. Oh my. Paula K is saying maybe a ride to Lancaster, Great Pies and Amish country, a hop, skip, and a jump from Hanover. Oh yeah, you know it. You know you're surrounded by real quality food there. You got that right. Richard Kormaski, thumbs up. Scott Dorward, I'm on WestJet to JFK, then to LATAM Airlines to Santiago. Okay, so you're doing WestJet connecting on the Latin American airline. Isn't that an interesting connection for that cheap? That is really something. That is a killer deal. I commend you for that. Well done. Doreen Chapman, find a bar. Skyhawk is saying, couldn't be JL Hudson's. No, that was a Detroit store. Couldn't be. Scott Durwood, Richard Kormaski, Montana is just expensive to fly out of as a whole. Yeah, it's small population state. Absolutely is. Richard Kormaski saying, yes, you are captive, smaller population. If you are around a hub, New York, LA, Atlanta, Chicago, fares are cheaper because multiple airlines compete for its passengers. You betcha. Steaming Bean, do summer Bermuda cruises sell out? Do summer Bermuda cruises sell out? I would say there are fewer of them, number one. So, cruise lines will reduce the supply of berths or cabins by just, pulling ships out of there and moving them elsewhere. So that'll keep their vacancies higher. I believe they're offering summer cruises, into Bermuda. So it must pay, but you got to wonder if the odd cruise is at 80, 85% rather than 98, 100. I don't know. I think pricing will tell you, Steaming Bean. I think if you check the pricing, on vacationsco.com, and if you find June, July, August prices to Bermuda at a really good deal, that sort of answers your question if it's a very, very affordable versus winter, Jeffrey Storr saying, thanks for the laughs, Bruce. You're welcome. Notice I get just as many. Steaming Bean, my first cruise was on the Epic. Felt like I was not at sea. Yeah, big ship. I loved the spa on the Epic in the back. I loved it. I had the pass. My wife and I had the spa pass through our balcony room that we had booked. Fantastic. I was in there once, twice a day, every day. Got my money's worth, folks. So I got my money's worth. But the food was okay. Was it the greatest food ever? Nope. It was okay. Buffet was okay. Main dining room, I think we did twice. Steakhouse once. Casino's a pain on the rear end because it's in the middle of the walkway through the middle of the ship. You're just trying to get through to wherever you want to go. You got to go through the darn casino. It's very crowded and you can't just walk through it. You've got to meander around people and stuff, depending on the time of day. Let's see. I did enjoy walking around the ship as far as, the decks and stuff. What do we got here? Skyhawk saying CLT Airport, Connecticut Douglas. Oh, Connecticut Douglas Airport is also not all that cheap to fly out of. Interesting. Very interesting. It's a growing airport, I believe, but yeah, not great deals yet. Jeffrey Storer says, I'm glad I live in Florida. $30 worth of gas to get to Orlando. $50 worth of gas to get to Miami. You got it made, man. You got it made. As long as you don't get tolled to death on those tolls, those highway tolls, get to where you want to go and you're good to go. Scott Batchley, haha, Steaming Bean, first time on the Escape. It was a half hour before I knew we had left the port. Yeah, I mean, it's such a big ship, it just gently departs the thing and you don't even know you're off the pier. Oh my God. Betsy Lane, you're killing me. She's telling us she's leaving for my cruise. She said, I'm leaving for my cruise in 12 hours. Yes, fantastic. Have a great time, Betsy. Tell us all about it when you're back and how it was and everything, and give us a report. That's awesome stuff. I'm jealous and envious and excited for you. Fantastic. Steaming Bean saying, Bermuda has no winter cruises. Yeah, that's true, I guess, because, it gets cool up there. 40s, 50s. I did notice the other day that Cunard, the media, the newspaper people, and one of the TV stations, I guess, in Bermuda, they were all excited because they're talking about a record year for 2018 for cruise ship visits to Bermuda. And they were quite looking forward to this about 10, 12, 14 days ago. They were expecting the Queen Elizabeth and the Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary too, two of the big Cunard ships, two of the three, were going to come to Bermuda on the same day, on the exact same day, for a port visit. And they were excited because they were doing the math and going, wow, we're going to have 4,500, 5,000 passengers hit the island for a whole day here in January, late January, early February. And it was not to be. The weather was so bad off the coast of Bermuda. The winds were so terrible. They could not get the ships. They were not going to get the ships into that harbor in any reasonable way, and they weren't able to get the passengers off the ships to the coast onto the shore, either through tender or through piering. Too windy, too blustery, and I think the passengers would have stayed on the ship. They wouldn't have gotten off. So the ships avoided most of this bad weather that was hitting the Bermuda area and veered off. And one of them was heading to New York, and the other one I think was headed to Miami, if I got my bearings straight. And so Bermuda missed out on this big celebratory day that they had all planned and they were all excited about. But Bermuda is quite eager to get a lot of passengers in because it's cash, baby. These are visitors that drop money. As I was telling you yesterday about the Cayman Islands, how much money the Cayman Islands brought in January with 220-odd thousand passengers. January alone that visited the Cayman Islands, unbelievable. 50+ thousand a week, unbelievable. Everyone's wishing Betsy a good time on her cruise. She's saying thank you to all. The Steaming Bean is saying the Epic Casino is too smoky. Yeah, they allow smoking in there, and it's right in the middle of the ship, and it spreads, right? Yeah, it's a pain. Paula K, jealous, Betsy, enjoy. Betsy Lane saying it's a 12-night cruise on the Anthem of the Seas. Megan Teachout is here. 407 more days till my next cruise. Dreaming of it every day. It's a long wait, but you're booked. Let's go, baby. Look, we're booked. Betsy saying thanks to everybody. Yeah, more ideas for your embarkation day. You get to the cruise ship on that first day. You should have packed in your carry-on the whole day's needs that you have to have your meds, your bathing suit, so you can go right in. If you want to go to the pool or to the jacuzzi, you can just change in your bathroom in your room and then just head right down there and get your flops. They got towels waiting for you. You got your bathrobe from the room, and you're in the pool while people are still coming on board. And they're waiting for their luggage, and they're running around over here. You're in the jacuzzi, and you're relaxing, and maybe you're having a rum and coke because you've already got the waiter all over you because you're the only passengers there, and they're looking to serve you. And if you're smart, on embarkation day, you're in the jacuzzi, and you order a tall rum, something frothy, tropical with a wedge of pineapple in it or whatever. Yeah, it's a $7, $8 drink. But, enjoy. Slip that waiter a $2 bill when they bring you that little drink. I know there's a gratuity included in the cost of the drink. Slip them a couple of bucks. And oh, my, are they ready to look after you? And you want a second drink? It might be a little stronger than the first one. Yeah, they'll remember. They remember tipping face. So take advantage of that. Again, first day, it's the lightest use of the pool deck at that point. A couple of more messages here. Let me catch up. Crystal Johnson. Hi, Mr. Bruce. Hi, Crystal. I hope you're feeling better. I know you're under the weather the other day. Hey, Bruce. Sunny and warm here in Cobourg, next to Port Hope. Laugh out loud. I've got to apologize to you. Hang on, Debbie. I'll get back to you. Since you are the West Coast, do you shoot over Hawaii like we shoot down to Florida? Hawaii is paradise. That's a good question, and the answer is kind of yeah. Of Calgarians, when I used to live in Calgary, and certainly those in Vancouver and Western Canada, and of course the folks in Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, and all along the West Coast. Yeah, Hawaii is the one of those getaways as opposed to Florida, because Miami to Florida, I think I've got it right like this. Calgary to Florida. Calgary's here. Florida's down here, diagonally the opposite, right? Whereas Calgary to Hawaii is over here. And it's about 4.5, 5-hour flight. And of course, you can fly into Maui, or you can fly into into Honolulu. And there are a lot of resorts, but Hawaii just isn't cheap. That's the catch about Hawaii. Hawaii is more expensive than Florida. And so Canadians are constantly looking for the best deal they can find. There's a lot of people in Hawaii that own a condo there, either outright or with friends. And then, of course, there's a lot of timeshares, obviously, on Hawaii. But the outright owned condos, we find ads. This is like, I'm talking now, going back decades. There used to be ads in our classified section in our newspaper in Calgary, where you could rent a condo by the week, fully furnished, turnkey, everything. And they'd offer it for a week or 2 weeks at a time or a month at a time. And Calgarians would fly over, family of 4 or 5 or 2 couples, maybe a brother and sister, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and then the 4 kids head on over and stay in a condo for 2 full weeks and make their own meals and rent a car and all that sort of stuff. Try to make Hawaii as affordable as humanly possible. Florida, of course, the same thing. You've got Disney World, Universal Studios. You've got all the hotels in Orlando. Then you've got the rest of Florida, and you've got everything: timeshare, hotels, full blown private condo rentals, stay on a boat. I mean, it's endless, right? And so, but Hawaii is more expensive as a whole over Florida for, say, the folks in Ontario and Quebec who come south to Florida, as far as I know. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I'm up to speed here on all these things. Okay, back to you, Debbie. Port Hope. I was making a big deal about Port Hope the other day, and I was telling you all about. No, I played New Year's Eve there, and I was on Lake Erie. I went on Google Maps and I found I was wrong. And I was thinking the other night, who is I talking to about that? I gotta correct myself. And yeah, it's now it's Port Dover. It rhymes with Port Hope. No, it doesn't rhyme at all. Port Dover on the coast of Lake Erie is where I drove to. And if you ever do a Google map of Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, and Port Dover, you'll find that there's a drive of 100 something kilometers, or 60, 80 miles, whatever it is, to get there. And that's what I had to do. I had to play New Year's Eve in Port Dover. And we did, and we got paid $450 each guy in cash to do that gig, wearing lederhosen and the white shirt and the straps and the hat and the high knee socks, the white knee socks and the black shoes, playing bass guitar and playing waltzes and polkas for New Year's Eve. And the crowd loved us because they were drinking. As a matter of fact, the more we played, the more they loved us. It was good stuff. So that paid for the whole flight for two of us to Calgary and back. So not Port Hope. You are correct. Jeffrey Store Casino was right in front of the theater on the Independence of the Seas. Horrible to get to the shows through the smoke, isn't it? But it's all, it's a master plan. After you come out of that show, oh, let's put a couple of dollars in the slot machine and let's bring it in. And that's what they're doing. The Steaming Bean. A Norwegian Escape will be doing Bermuda. Oh, okay. Right on, right on. Megan teach out Harmony of the Seas for the first time. So ready. Fantastic. And like we've been saying, that's a big ship, and you're going to need to make reservations for certain things. You can do it online before you even get down there. But if you haven't, or you haven't decided, the minute you get on the ship, get your room, drop off your valuables in the vault, drop your carry-on, off there, and then head right immediately to where you need to make reservations. So whether it's to the main dining room, to any specialty restaurants, whether you need to make reservations for any of the shows, you want to get to it. You might be able to do all that in guest services in the main area of the ship. You'll find that out pretty quick. And you can even do the research now on YouTube and on the website for Royal Caribbean. Keith Mahoney, been on the Escape 2 times. Fantastic cruise. Good stuff. Crystal Johnson, feeling much better. Glad to hear it. I know you're in rough shape there the other day. Welcome back. Terrence, hi, Bruce. Late joining as packing for MSC Divina Cruise tomorrow. We'll try to catch up while on board. Fantastic, Terrence. That's fantastic, Terrence. Enjoy. Have a good time. I'm sure it'll be a good cruise. It's not the seaside. It's the Divina. I'm sure you'll be fine. Crystal Johnson, congrats, Megan. Teach out on your cruise. The Steaming Bean is saying, Tortola used to be over the top, reminding tourists that they are church people and not tolerant of gays, etc. But 3 years later, they're relaxed. They're good learners in business. Yes, in business in particular. Looking after the LBGTQ community is smart business if you are in the cruise business and on these tropical islands. These folks drop significantly more money than parents with children will. And yeah, it's not a bad idea. But, to each island its own ways, and to each country its own rules. Bermuda just overturned their same-sex marriage law, equal rights thing, and there's a big kerfuffle, and I think it's going to cost them millions. I think it's going to cost them tens of millions of dollars. And if God's all right with them, then God help them and God forgive, and it's all good. But these folks are going elsewhere, and they may not be frequenting your island as often. So I don't know. 38 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. That's 39. Thank you very much for that, folks. Keep them coming. I love to get the thumbs ups. I don't care for the thumbs downs too much. But whatever. Any more thumbs ups coming? I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to break 50 today. 12 to go. What do we got going here? Doreen Chapman, have a great cruise, Terrence. Thanks, Doreen, he says. Deb is saying to me about Port Dover and Port Hope. I thought so. You're right. Judy and Stess saying, for you Canadians, check out WestJet. I flew from London to Honolulu for $533. As far as getting ideas where to stay, check out YouTube. Judy, you're right. There are times where we can get a good deal on WestJet. We're not complaining up here that WestJet is the problem, but it's part of the problem. It depends on the flight you're researching too. We can get a pretty good deal from, say, Toronto, Ontario to London, UK, with Gatwick, or we can fly Calgary nonstop to Gatwick or Vancouver. The problem is that the return fare on an economy fare for WestJet might be about $850 Canadian, let's say from Calgary or Vancouver, but you don't get anything with it. You don't get a soft drink, you don't get a beer, you don't get meals. You got to add that. By the time you add that and you equal the fare, say for British Airways, Calgary to London Heathrow nonstop, I take British Airways anytime over WestJet because the seats are like sitting on plywood. The plane is a 767 23-year-old used Qantas jet from Australia. They've had all kinds of technical delays and problems with those jets because they're 20-something years old, and the parts have to be specially ordered to fix it. And they'll bring in an emergency charter replacement plane. Now you have no idea how old that plane is. It might be an Atlas aircraft from 1986. You have no idea. With British Airways, you're on a Dreamliner. You're on a 787 Dreamliner with the mood lighting already in there, padded seating, leather seating, with food. Alcohol served like wine or a drink, soft drinks, no extra charge, with a dessert or even a breakfast meal. Of course, you have 2 meals on a 9-hour flight, obviously. Entertainment included for basic entertainment. WestJet, it's just cut, really basic. And it's a long 8-9 hour flight. It's a long one. And I've had people complain about the comfort of the plane and the rattling, and then the delays. There have been so many cancellations in the last 2 years since they've started the service. Now, to be fair to WestJet, they have now ordered their own 787 Dreamliners. So they've got brand new 787 Dreamliners. The first ones will arrive in the next year or 2, but they're still using those dreaded 767s from Qantas, and those are flying antiques with millions of miles on them. They're technically they're sound, but they're tired. They're tired planes. They redid the interior in the WestJet style. Yeah, plywood seats. They're just awful. Just awful. Let's see here. Debbie saying, I Googled it and thought it was Port Dover, the only other port that I knew of. Thank you again, Debbie. Doreen Chapman, that is our airline of choice for sure, WestJet. Doreen Chapman, Judy, she's saying. Steaming Bean is saying WestJet is often the same price as Air Canada. Yes, but then the two of them sometimes are often very high. And after you add the taxes and the fees, like forget the base fare. Forget what WestJet tells you the prices. They tell you it's $3.99. Forget that. By the time you pay the taxes and fees, airport improvement charges, security charges, GST, PST, all the government, $5.59. It's just ridiculous. The airfare is now about 55% of the price. It's all those add-on charges that are just killing us up here, killing us. What else have we got here? Doreen Chapman, no, they are cheaper. I found that if I have a $99 companion flight, it makes a difference. Yes, it does. Steaming Bean, we should have a Traveling with Bruce meetup in Coburg. I don't think so. Judy Anstes is saying, for you guys back east, fly to Las Vegas, stay a couple of nights at South Point, then book your flight to Honolulu. I just moved from Hawaii last year and living there since 1983. Debbie is saying, it should cost Bermuda millions. What if What a rip-off place to go. A watermelon is $17. Can you believe it? Yeah, everything's brought in. They don't have their own toilet paper factory on the island. It's all brought in. Like the Cayman Islands, when I lived in the Caymans, everything was brought in. And we found that duties were only charged, import duties were only charged, as far as groceries went, to the luxury items, but for eggs, milk, baby food, bread, the basics of life, no extra charges to try to keep the grocery prices as reasonable as possible. And then there were 3 main grocery chains on the island, which gave us some kind of competition-ish, but not much. And we found that if we needed, like, I had a friend of mine. My wife was a volunteer at the Chamber of Commerce for a while, and there was a gal working there that was a Caymanian. She had status and everything, the golden ticket we called it, and she had a baby, a young little child, and her husband worked for Cayman Airways, the national airline of the Cayman Islands. Population 35,000 people. They got a national airline. That's how rich the Caymans are. And they have 3 737 aircraft at that time. And because she was the wife of the employee, she could get the companion deal, $25 each way to Miami. $25, 1998. Okay, that's like a cab ride, okay? So she would fly into Miami in the morning at like 10 a.m. She'd go shopping all day at the local shopping mall. She'd rent a car. She would rent a car, go shopping all day, pick up diapers, pick up baby formula, pick up the anything clothing for the baby, clothing for herself, and then she'd buy groceries. she'd buy like meat, steaks. She'd had a cooler bag inside her 2 suitcases, which were empty going in to Miami, full coming out of Miami, and she'd bring back $500 worth of stuff at Miami prices that would be on the island $1,500. And for a $50 plane ride there and back and a $20, $25 car rental, it was worth it. She was doing that every 2 weeks. And then she would bring back items that her friends wanted. And then she would charge them, $5, $10 extra for that as a little help me out for this. And that would help pay her airfare. And their friends were more happy to pay her for whatever item she was bringing. DVDs, she'd bring back DVDs that she'd buy for $8.99. That'd be $29.99 on the island. And they gave her $3 or $4 extra for that DVD any old time. Yeah, you betcha. And so she was taking orders. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? She'd have orders, what to get, over to Walmart, over to Costco, into the shopping mall, and then come back to the island, load it up, and there you go. She would literally fly. It would be for free. She'd be able to do it all for nothing. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. Steaming Bee. Who is the ding-a-ling who gave the thumbs down? I always get one. I get one every day. I don't know who it is, but I get a thumbs down every day. It doesn't matter as far as YouTube is concerned with regards to activity. Any engagement is good engagement, although, I prefer thumbs ups. But yeah, what do we got now? 43 to 1. So we have 43 pluses, 1 negative. Anybody wants to give me thumbs ups, please do. Anybody wants to give me thumbs downs, give me thumbs ups. And we'll see if we can break 50 today. That's what I'm trying to do. What else we got here? Keith Mahoney saying, I have a lot of negative thoughts about people, work situations, gays. I leave all that stuff at the port while I'm embarking. I leave all the baggage at the port. Yeah, leave it all at home and enjoy yourself. But you're not going to watch CNN 12 hours a day. You're not going to watch CNN. You're not watching Fox News. You're on a cruise, man. Enjoy and just relax. Go on to ship time. And if you know that the first day and a half is sea days, you're just going to be surrounded by the surroundings of the ocean, hearing the waves rippling past the side of the ship. Go to the back of the ship and look out over the sea passing behind you and enjoy good food, good company, good times, and a relaxed atmosphere and schedule, and the pressure is off. You don't have to run around your cabin like a wild person because if the 6 o'clock noon is on, I need to know what's going on at 6 o'clock. No, you don't. You're not going to hear about rush hour. You're not going to hear about the weather, what's happening back up at home where you come from. Forget about it. Tomorrow, you're going to be on a tropical island. Enjoy the beach, enjoy the little shops they have, and just relax. Start exhaling. Exhaling. You have so much exhaling to do. You can get all wound up when you get home. That's all waiting for you when you get back. Oh, no. Debbie's saying, but in Bermuda, when coming back in, they charge you 18% or more retail price for your items than they think that would cost in Bermuda. Depends. It depends. If you are, in the case of my friend Kamanian, you have $1,000 limit, duty free, $800 limit. I had $800 limit, duty free every time I came back. I was an expatriate. So bringing stuff back to the island was not a problem unless it was really expensive. And so, no, you don't run into major issues. But if you're shipping stuff back to yourself, like through Amazon, if you're using Amazon on the island and the package coming into the island is over a certain dollar amount, they're going to charge you an 18 or a 20% duty because that's how they pay the government fees. But there are times, Debbie, where you can order something on Amazon to be sent to the Cayman Islands or Bermuda that is so cheap on Amazon. It's you know, on say in Bermuda, the item runs you $100. On Amazon, it's $40, and with shipping and duties and everything, it's $50. You're still better off buying it for $50 and staying at home waiting for the package to come to you. So that's what a lot of islanders do. They get very good at it, very smart at it. And like I say, once in a while you get island fever, and you got to get off the island for a while. See, fly to Miami or Orlando or Fort Lauderdale and Tampa even, and do some shopping and bring back a bunch of stuff. And my wife and I would go. My daughter would go. 3 people with duty free. Oh, we'd save a ton of money on that. We'd pay for the airfare, pay for the hotel for a couple nights. In effect, the traveling over there was in effect free because to buy these items on the island, if we needed them or we didn't need them, was just as much as if the airfare was kicked into the deal. So why not take advantage of that? So that's how we did that. Anyway, let's see. Any last thoughts on newbies? Embarkation day tips and ideas. I'm just thinking about like a medium-sized ship. You're going on, say, a Norwegian ship with 2,500 people, or Holland America ship with 2,400 people. You're going on a celebrity cruise. You should be bringing with you a couple of bottles of wine. If you're a wine drinker, you should bring with you a couple of cases of cola at least. Have it in your luggage. Stuff it in your luggage, and it'll be in your room later. It'll arrive. Have that. Don't get sucked in right away for that drink package. If you were offered a deal on your booking, say you booked 6 months early, a year early, I don't know, and then you're being offered an upgrade for your room and you considered maybe doing that, or they offered you a room upgrade from, say, an ocean view to a balcony, and in that deal they said it'll be $150 each more, $300 more, but we'll give you a drink package for 2, you might want to take that deal. That might work out for you. Now, if it's a premium drink package that includes the specialty coffees and the soda drinks and alcohol, maybe it's worth it. On the other hand, it might not be worth it. You may find that, no, I'm not even going to upgrade. I'm going to stay right where I am. Quite happy with what I have. But they may offer you a deal on the drink package, like a pre-cruise price for the drink package, if that's what you want. But on the other hand, wait. And when you get on the cruise, there are some cruise lines that'll have a deal. They'll say, okay, on embarkation day, the drink package is $85 a day per person. On the second day, if you buy the drink package, it might be $65 a day for the remaining days on the cruise. It might be worth your while, it might not. I generally tend to stay away from those. Even if I were a drinker, I'd stay away from them because you've got pressure to drink. You're trying to catch up to the house. And if you're off the cruise for 3 days at ports of call, that might be 6 or 8 hours. You're not on the ship, and you're never going to catch up on the drink package now. If you do catch up on it, you're going to be sick as a dog the next morning. So I wouldn't look at that. Okay, just another thought for newbies that I thought about. The Steaming Bean says, my sister did a Bermuda cruise and returned to the ship for lunch, then continued the day exploring Bermuda. Yeah, you betcha. Yeah. That's same with it can be the same on Cayman. Well, not Cayman. I'm sorry, that you're tendering off. But St. Thomas, St. Martin, San Juan, Puerto Rico, could get off after breakfast, take a walk around, come back to your ship, have a nice lunch, rest a little bit, then go for 3 or 4 hours more on another part of the old town of San Juan maybe, and then back to the ship with an evening departure. Smart way to go. The food is included in your cruise and it's okay. Enjoy it. Absolutely. That's the way I think you should do it. Let's see how many likes we got now. We got 44 thumbs up. I don't think we're going to make it. We're not going to hit 50 today. But I thank you for the 44 thumbs ups I've got. And the 1 thumbs down, we'll take it. It's 45 total engagements. Why not? I think we've had a good show today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think we covered a lot of ground here. The Titanic #2, Disney River Cruising, unbelievable pricing, tips for newbies. I've got some more videos in the pipeline that I'm getting ready to release the next few days. We'll bring those out when we can. I got a comment here from Debbie. Unfortunately, I cannot get last minute deals because we always get balconies and they're the first to go. The deals are usually for inside, so we always pay their price. Yeah, if you're on a popular ship, right, you're going to have that. But if you keep your eyes on vacationstogo.com on a regular basis, sometimes cruise deals come up on balconies that are just unbelievable because in the last 30 days, 60 days, there are people out there who've canceled their cruise for whatever reason, a medical issue or family emergency, whatever it is, and they had bought travel insurance, or they're allowed to cancel with only a 10 or a 20% penalty. And so they've canceled or they've rebooked. They've gone to the cruise line and said, we can't do this cruise leaving in 60 days, but we can do one leaving in 90. And then the cruise line will make them a deal on some kind of a switch. But now the cruise line has an issue. They have a balcony with 58 days to go. I want to move it. And sometimes you get lucky with a deal like that. So that's why I watch Vacations to Go all the time. Keep an eye for really good deals. If I know I'm getting ready for a cruise and I know I have my sights set on one for, say, let's say this October or this September, or in the Mediterranean, I want to go on a cruise in, say, May, June, July. I'm already watching now. I'm going to see what the prices are and see if something comes in. You'll be surprised sometimes with 45 days to go. There's a bargain. I've had 3 cruises in mind that I'm going to take, and all of a sudden this one shows up out of the blue, and it's $100, $185 a night instead of $145. Might be so good you jump on it. You never know. But I'm thinking more about, obviously, in my case, and for those of us in North America, I'm thinking about North American cruises off the coast of California or Caribbean, likely. Let's see here. George is saying, hard to get 50 now with only 39 watching. Well, I was hoping that of the 39, 10 hadn't done it yet. Hope, you never know, George. I mean, give me a break. I'm trying, buddy. Oh my goodness. Debbie's saying, okay, cool, we'll check it out. Okay, I can see the cruise on Vacations to Go and book through my agent. You can see cruises on vacationstogo.com. You can see the pricing on vacationstogo.com. And then you can go to your agent and say, hey, listen, how much can you get me that cruise for? And the agent says, I can get you that cruise for this much money. And then wait a minute, Vacations to Go is offering that cruise for this much money, way less. You can either confront the agent or you can say, I'll get back to you. Why don't you phone the 800 number on vacationstogo.com and see if you can book it through them, or find an agent in North America that'll take your booking at a Vacations to Go type price. Might be worth your while to do that kind of homework to see what happens. If you're not in North America, I'm saying. Scott Batchley, you had a great time today. Now have to wait till Monday. Thanks for a good time, Bruce, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much, Scott. I need the rest on my voice. Charles is saying, Bruce, you have one person that gives you a thumbs down every day. It's hard to figure out why they click on your channel at all. Well, it's a free country, and what are you going to do? I can't make them give me thumbs ups. I can only ask and hope for the best. Whatever. You take what you get. Anyway, where are we at now? What do we got? 46-1. I can't complain about that. 46-1. That's fantastic. Fabulous. Thank you very much, folks. 46-1. This is great. Crystal, Carnival didn't tell you, doesn't tell you when the prices drop. So it's always best to stay on the price drop on your own. That's another reason I keep an eye on vacationstogo.com to see what's going on there. Bruce Herr is saying, where can I find a cruise travel agent? Well, Bruce, depending on where you live, just do a Google search. Cruise travel agents, your hometown or your state, and see what you come across. If you're not in the U.S., again, your country or your territory, wherever you live, Debbie says it says 47 thumbs up on her screen. Well, how about that? Maybe we get another. I got 46 up, 1 down right now. But hey, maybe there's one coming. That's awesome. Yeah, travel agents are easy to find. Look for one that says they specialize in cruising. You really want a pro that really loves to book cruises for you. And you want the kind of travel agent that'll say to you, well, not only can I get you on your cruise, I can get you there, I can get you back, I can get you a pretty good deal. You mentioned the fact that, well, I'm watching Traveling with Bruce, and he talks about 2 or 3 days before the cruise to enjoy Orlando, and then maybe come out of Port Canaveral for a cruise, or landing in Miami at the end of the cruise, and then whipping up to Orlando and doing a couple of days there to get Universal Studios in, or a little bit of Disney. And what can you do for me? Well, now the cruise agent's getting excited. Or this travel agent, they're going to get excited. They should be getting excited because now they can smell an opportunity. Oh, wow, yeah, I can put a multi-package vacation together for you. Let's do something 12, 14 days. Let me work for you. Let me see what I can do. You never know. You never know. Maybe they can work something for you. Gail S. is saying, have a good day, Bruce. Have a good day off. Bye, everybody. Ben, Bruce, her. I live in L.A. Yeah, Los Angeles. A gazillion travel agents in L.A., especially cruise-related. Just do Google search, Bruce. You should be able to fix something out there. And Heather Young is saying hi. Hi, Heather Young. How you doing? You're catching me at the end of the show here, but you can see the rerun, no problem. Yeah, thanks again today for watching. Thank you for the super chat today. I forgot who gave it to me. Michael? Did Michael give it to me today? Whoever gave me that super, thank you so much. Thanks. Little tip money today. I'm still waiting to get remonetized. Hopefully by Monday I'll be back on again, and they'll send me a couple of pennies per ad again. Debbie is saying, been through a few agents, haven't found one yet who wants to work with me. See, that's the thing. That's the trick, is it? I've asked them for a quote and found myself cheaper online again. And her response was, good for you. Yeah, because what you have is a wannabe. You have a travel agent wannabe. You don't have a travel agent. There are, I hate to say this, and if there's any travel agents watching, I'm sorry for what I'm about to tell you. Folks, there are 25,000 travel agents in the world, and I would bet you 18,000 are in the United States and Canada. And some of them are lazy. Some of them have been sold a bill of goods by their employer. Oh, the phone rings all the time, and people are always looking for cruises and deals. And don't waste your time with the people who are just looking for a quote because they're comparing the internet against you. You're just wasting your time. These are the folks who've been around a while and who can live off of their order book out of their Rolodex. You're looking for a travel agent that is a proactive travel agent, not a reactive travel agent. Sure, you got to make the initial contact, of course, but you want a travel agent that is going to work and is going to say, you want a holiday? Watch this. I'll give you a holiday. You giving me an idea of how much time you have and what kind of budget you have? Let me put something together for you because I want your business. I want your business. I'm going to earn your business. That's the kind of travel agent you want. Not someone who's going, oh, good for you. You found a better deal on your own. Oh, have a nice day. Because they put in 30 seconds of their valuable time to look up a cruise for you, and they got the quote and they gave it to you. And that was it. They didn't do a damn thing after that. And they want all the perks. They want all the commission. They want all the freebies. And they want all the plaques on their wall telling them how great they are. But they're not working for you. They're working for themselves. Their agent, the boss over there, who's saying, you shouldn't be on a phone call for more than 15 minutes. You should be able to do 4 sales a day. You should have a quota for. Wow, great. Yeah, you got that kind of a boss. You're not going to be much of a travel agent. You're going to be an order taker, and you're not going to have very strong relationships with your clients, and you're not getting a lot of repeat business. I can tell you that. You're always fishing for new clients. You got to be on top of this. This is, to me, this is travel agency 101, but that's where I come from in my world, where I've been in the past in my career. That's the kind of travel agent I would have been had I been one, but no, thank you. I'm too old for that. I'm now doing my own thing, and I can do my own. Travel agency work myself. Thank you very much. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Last comments. Just make sure I haven't missed anybody. Oh, goodness. Try Charles Jordan, Bruce Herr. Try. Oh, he's giving you a connection for a cruise. She'll treat you right. Debbie's saying have a great weekend. See you next week. Thank you. Bruce Herr says thanks, Charles. What's Charles Jordan? Tell Judy I said hello. Keith Mahoney, go on a cruise on the Gateway. Going on a cruise October 21. Bruce out of Miami. Fantastic. Charles Jordan's trying to give you a number. I'll let him show you the number. Grab that number quick. Debbie, I have told my agents we're retired. We want to travel. Send me what comes through your desk. We're flexible. Not one callback. That it just blows my mind, Debbie. It blows my mind. If that hasn't got a dollar sign written all over it, I don't know what has. It's easy money. As far as if I'm a travel agent, that is easy money. Unforgivable. It's unforgivable. I will say though, there are travel agents out there who only work part-time. They are the secondary income generator for the household. They're not the prime income generator for the household in many cases. And they look at this gig as a part-time gig, and I can make a few extra bucks. And I'd rather do this than work at Walmart, because one of the perks I have is I get travel agency discounts on stuff. And they looked at that as a perk of their job, but they're not very good at the job. There's a lot of them out there, but it's the same with realtors. There's real estate agents that are great, and then there's everybody else, and then there's the really bad ones. And it's the same with car salespeople. There are car salespeople who do it for 25 years, and they have repeat customers, and they're at the same dealer all the time, and they've got customers that swear by them. And then there are car salesmen who last 6 months, last a year, and give it up because they're lousy, because they don't care, and they just want to make a quick deal, and off they go. There's two kinds for every profession. Great lawyers, lousy lawyers. Great accountants, lousy accountants. Great YouTube channels, so-so YouTube channels. There you go. What do you put into it? It's what you get out of it. That's my motto. What can I say? What do you mean, you too old? Try the number above, Deb Joy. Thanks, everyone. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks again for watching today, you guys. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time today. I think we did a real good job here with a whole bunch of tips for a lot of people. I think a lot of folks learned a lot of stuff today. And I want to thank you. Michael Wisniewski, you're the man today. You gave me $5 Canadian on my super chat. Thank you very much for helping me out. You know how much that is, American? I'm not telling you. It's something. I got something. And thank you guys for that. I'll see you all Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern time for my next live stream. We'll figure out what the subject is going to be, and we'll have some fun. Have a great weekend in the meantime. I'm going to sign off as I like to sign off. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce, saying thanks for watching me today. I hope you had a good time. We'll catch you next time, Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you later, okay? Bye for now.